Okay, welcome to the main section of today's podcast, where I'm here to introduce two guests to you this week. We are talking to Mike Harley and Holly Berry. How are you both?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you too. Yeah, how are you, Mike?
I'm all good, just recovering from some chesty cough thing. But bear with guys if I start coughing everywhere. But I'm doing good. I'm getting there.
Yeah, I guess as a group. Well, I say as a group, Holly, you're probably fine. But as myself and Mike are probably not good visions of health right now because I'm recovering from an A&E accident, and you're recovering from illness. So we're probably not the best the best
Yeah,
image of health at the moment. But hey ho, we soldier on.
me
Yes, I'd
too.
like to say a huge thank you anyway for you both to come on to the podcast. Really do appreciate it. As with all
Of
my
course.
guests, very
No,
much
thank
looking
you.
forward. No, very much looking
And
forward to
thanks
speaking
for
to you
having us
both.
here, man. It's good
No,
to see you again.
yeah, it's good to see you too. Yes, we actually met up quite recently, Mike, didn't we? We
We
saw each
did.
other in London for an East London Recordings meetup, and we will talk about East London Recordings as well. But the first thing I
Definitely.
want to ask you both, because you're both also musicians in your own right, and both
Yeah.
are collaborating together on a new single that came out in May, which we'll talk about later as well. Um, First question I ask all guests, Mike, this will be a repeat question for you. Holly, this will
Sure.
be a brand new question to you. What genre would you say best describes your music, just for somebody who hasn't heard it before? Mike, should we start with yourself and then Holly?
So currently, my music I'd say is probably like electro dance, but house pop kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
mainly like that dance genre.
And Holly?
And yeah, I mean, what I'm doing with Mike, would be the same sort of thing, maybe dance, poppy kind of thing. Generally dance of various kinds, but also I've done a little bit of cinematic stuff under a different name as well.
Well, give the name so people can know as well, if you're happy
Um,
to.
it's actually, yeah, it's kind of dark pop stuff, and it's Holly Berry, but spelt with two E's at the end instead of a Y.
Excellent, perfect. So even more people can go and check out then to discover your music. That's new to me because I didn't know that you had this alter ego. I've been listening to your tracks under Holly Berry because of knowing Mike and the featuring on the track as Holly Berry I say it's both Holly Berry, both of them. Holly Berry with a Y. That's the one I've been
Yes.
listening to. So
With a
I
Y
got
and
some new
two.
listening as well. Exactly. Yes. So right, let's kick off chronologically then with both of yourselves. Let me know what was playing in the household growing up, the first things you were hearing musically. Mike, you've already answered this before, but let's do a recap for those
Alright, so throwback.
who haven't
So,
heard.
so growing up in my household, my dad is probably the reason I'm into music as it is. Grew up on people like the Beatles, the Who, Steely Dan are a massive influence in my household, along with the Beatles. Every time we'd get in the house, Dad would always go put on some prog, so like Yes or Genesis
Mm,
or King Crimson, that kind of vibe, all on vinyl. You walk in my mum and dad's front room, it is
mm.
just wall to wall vinyl, record player, and my dad plays keys and guitar as well. And that's what was on growing up. And it's really what got me into all my weird, funky chord progressions that I use in all my dance music now. Was just growing up on all that kind of stuff. I'm a massive, massive Beatles fan, Sergeant Pepper's and Yellow Submarine are my probably favourite albums, I'd say.
Before we move on, I also want to say you are a blues guy as well, a man of my own heart with that.
Oh, I'm a massive blues guy. People like, so on the blues side of stuff, I grew up with people like Eric Clapton, Hendrix,
Yeah.
Johnny Vinter, and what's his name? Joe Bonamassa, massive
Mm.
fan of. And then obviously like people like Robert Plant and Led Zeppelin. Oh, sorry, guys. But yeah, and Johnny and the Blues Breakers. I can't remember who
Mm.
did they with, but all that kind. And BB King, massive influence on my guitar playing,
Mm.
especially the way he bends notes and vibratos. Can't beat it.
Yeah, no, 100%. He makes that guitar sing, in my opinion. That's what I
He
always
really
think of
does.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Holly, what's playing when you were growing up? The first things you were hearing?
Actually, a bit of an overlap because my parents, all vinyl as well, had the Beatles, but also they had quite a lot of Motowny stuff as well.
Oh yeah, love a bit of Motown.
Mm.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then there was always like Top of the Pops on every
Mm.
Thursday as well. So that was a really good mix. That was my introduction to pop.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because obviously the music, especially that you've produced together, uh, has got that pop sensibility that's just there throughout. Um,
Oh,
and growing up in because obviously growing up in an era where pop music was so prevalent as it has been, well, pop music was prevalent very much so from the 80s up until the late 2000s, really, until R&B started kicking in more and more and dominating the charts. I mean, that must be such an influence for you guys, right?
Oh yeah, massively.
Yeah. Not obviously. Yeah, the pop. Definitely the pop. Definitely. Yeah, R&B is. I like some R&B, but it's not such a natural go-to, really. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a
In
fabulous
terms,
era for that style of music.
so,
Go on, Mike.
so yeah, in terms of listening to R&B, if we throw it right back to like probably a late early noughties, that kind of vibe. I'm like, we're talking early Justin Timberlake, Pharrell Williams, that kind of vibe for
Oh
R&B.
yeah.
That's what I take influence from. A lot of like all the like early production from Pharrell Williams and that kind of stuff on the R&B scene.
Yeah, I mean that's very quite pop orientated as well in and of itself. It's much more of a commercial sounding R&B, isn't it? The blend from the 90s period through to the 2000s, it was starting to take on those pop influences to get itself in the charts more, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely, I'd say so.
Yeah. 100%. So anyway, we need to move on and talk about how you started becoming musicians. Well, firstly, let's ask, when did you start developing your own music taste? As in, like, when did you start discovering things that you found yourselves? Holly, do you want to start with this one?
It was probably like, I remember going to a party when I was about 15 or 16 and hearing Nevermind. And that was when I kind of probably went off the, I mean, although that's now sort of incredibly mainstream in some ways, but at the time it had just come out, so it was a lot more new and different and stuff. So yeah. And then from then on I just got more into that sort of indie stuff rather than the pop, and also then started going clubbing and dance, lots of house, bit of techno, and yeah,
you really see the lineage into the music you guys have produced together from there as well. Mike, how about yourself?
I'd say probably from like an early age, maybe like 7 or 8, I'd say. Sorry, like we'd get myself, my brother, and my dad. We'd be dragged around all the different tape and record exchange around Soho, Greenwich, that way.
Yeah.
And dad would be like, "Here's go find a song, a CD, or whatever you like that you like the picture of. We'll put and choose it. I'll get it for you. Spend a $5 or whatever. We'll put it on in the car. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, on to the next one, kind of thing. I think the first thing I ever bought was, remember, 2 CDs. I bought Nirvana's Black Album and then The Conspiracy One by The Offspring. Like, and that's what started me off on my journey into rock and grunge and that whole scene, really.
Yeah, I mean that's it's amazing actually, because it's something that doesn't happen nowadays. People don't tend to just take a chance on something they've never heard before without hearing it for free, as in they won't purchase, if that makes sense. But when we were growing up, that was, well, even going back 10 years, to be honest, that was still the way people had to do things, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you might be lucky and the guy in the record shop might let you put it on his system, but 9 times out of 10, they're just like, nah, just buy it and go listen to it at home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a different world now. When did you guys start then seeing musical talents within yourself and start playing instruments, singing, etc.? When did all this start?
I guess I started writing when I was really young, but I didn't really think that I would be doing it for a job. But
sorry.
I don't really like singing. I just do it because I want to write songs. But and I don't play anything at all. But I guess I started writing in about 2017, and then started singing only like 2021-ish.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I'm getting that almost like it's kind of almost like you say you don't really like singing. It's almost like Karen Carpenter didn't really like singing, but she was just blessed to be a great singer. She just wanted to play the drums. But that kind of feels like that's where you're sitting with songwriting, because you've got this talent that that it's just kind of given to you, and you use it, but you'd rather be writing, I guess. Is that a good summary of that, do you think, Holly?
Well, it's a very generous summary. I think production does a lot. Vocal production does a lot. So that's it's coming out okay, but with a lot of help. So it's just like a thing to carry the song, really. Yeah.
I don't believe that one bit. I think it's all talent, in my opinion. That's what
Couldn't
I'm
agree
gonna
more.
say. That's what I'm gonna say. Mike, when did you start? Because you are an instrumentalist first, aren't you? More than
Yeah,
anything.
I'm a
When did
musician.
you
Yeah,
start that?
instrumentalist and producer first. So probably around the same again, age of 7.
Mm.
Started learning clarinet, classically trained to grade. There's some high grading, I can't remember now. On that, probably 12, 13, I was like, I don't really like classical music anymore. I'm going to go jump in, get on the grunge scene, and got my first electric guitar at 12, 13. Self-taught for a couple of years, had lessons at school, and I probably started writing songs in different bands at 15, I think, maybe a little later.
Mm.
And then I didn't really get into the dance scene until way into my late 20s when I started producing. So I was in the rock scene, went to the hip hop scene,
Mm.
to the metal scene, playing bass and heavy metal bands, back to hip hop for a bit, doing various hip hop productions, playing bass and hip hop bands, and then ended up at Tired in 2019 doing my masters and started producing dance music and fell in love with it ever since.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing journey when you think about the variety that you've had in your journey. And the question I want to ask you, because there's not many people I can ask this question to, Mike, is I want to ask, how do you feel the variety you've had in all the different musical adventures you've had?
Sure.
How do you feel that affects what you do currently?
It all interlinks and interweaves, I think.
Mm.
And I think with every project that I've been in, it's just I've always drawn inspiration from the previous one.
Yeah.
And it's just along the way you pick up so many skills and different insights and different ideas. So like if we take Dave Grohl for example, all his drums on Nevermind are all coming from disco. People like the Gap Band.
Yeah.
All it is just disco flams throughout the Team Spirit thing. And it's very similar in my pop and dance productions I do. I take a lot of influence from rock and blues and even disco and funk, especially with my latest singles that have come out as well. And I think I just draw inspiration from it all.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't be here without any of my doing all the other stuff before, you know.
Yeah, it's all like a building block, isn't it? To build up to the top one at the top, and it builds up like a pyramid, right?
Oh,
All the
definitely.
building blocks together, and then you get the one on the top, and that's the sum of everything below it, I guess, right?
No, definitely. And I'm so thankful for the opportunities that came before, you know, because it makes me where I am today.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I also now need to ask, because obviously I've sort of got to where we're at, kind of where you are as individual musicians, right? But how does this collaboration then become a thing? Like, how did this come around?
Do you want
So
to?
yeah, sure, go on. So this came about a couple months back. I went through a really, really horrible situation at home over Christmas. Me and my wife unfortunately lost our baby. My wife had a really bad miscarriage, and it absolutely broke me, shattered me to pieces. I don't wish it on anyone in the whole world.
Yeah, sorry to hear.
Thank you, man. And I was just like, do you know what? Like, I'm done with music. I'm ready to quit. And that's around the same time. My previous band we weren't in the best place, to be fair. I'm not going to go into details about it. We ended up parting ways, you know, as you do. And I was like, right, I'm taking a break from music. I'm done. I need to get my head in the right space. That lasted all about 2-3 weeks before I hit Holly up saying, shall we do a track together? And I want to make a really happy song. I just want to get my head back in the game where it needs to be. And Holly thankfully said, yeah, let's do a track. And around the same time Holly saying yes, I ended up getting signed on EastLondon Records because me and Ryan have known each other for ages, and the timeline just never ever synced up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, right, I'm solo now. Shall we do something? And through talking through to Kaz and talking through with Ryan, they were like, yeah. And Lynn, of course, they were like, come aboard, guys. And me and Holly at the same time just finished writing Heartbeat, and I pitched it to them. And they absolutely loved it.
Yeah, so we got this song called Heartbeat out of this collaboration. Holly, can you tell me the ins and outs of Heartbeat best you can? Who's had involvement in what? How has it come about? All of this kind of stuff.
So Mike sent me 2 instrumental tracks, and I love them both. But Heartbeat was the first one that we did. So I wrote a top line and was sort of back and forth with him, just checking that he was okay with it at whatever stage. And yeah, that's basically, and we're just in the process of doing the other one now too. So
We are
Oh,
indeed. I can't, and it's almost finished.
oh, so we got a second
great.
track on the way.
We do, and I'm actually at my best friend's down in Hastings today in his beautiful studio, as you can see behind
Mm,
me.
mm.
And we've got a bit of mixing on it and mastering because he's got amazing gear. So we're just gonna get that
Nice.
finished while I'm here.
Nice, lovely. So it's an ongoing collaboration still, obviously.
Oh yeah.
This song Heartbeat is doing really well as well, by the way. I mean, the streaming numbers are fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
So a huge congratulations to you both. Can you tell us what the song's about, how it, what can people expect from Heartbeat? Put it that way, as a tune.
Go on, Holly, you take this one.
Oh, so I guess it's a happy song about being in love, like most songs are. But I guess it's got a kind of maybe a bit of a Becky Hill, or what would you say production wise, Mike?
Becky Hill, David Guetta, what they called, I can't remember, Camel Fat kind of vibe, I think, for this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So just upbeat.
Joel Corey, upbeat, upbeat, summer, happy
Yeah.
vibe kind of vibe. Love Island kind of vibes is what we were aiming for, really, with it, weren't we?
Yeah, exactly. Summer Love Island kind of. Yeah.
Question is, did you pitch it to Love Island?
Um,
Because
Well,
there's a
yeah.
series going on right now.
Well, yeah, we just leave it there. Yes, we did pitch it to Love Island,
Yeah.
but we are still waiting a response.
Well, maybe the next series is the one, because obviously this has come out when this current series, I assume, would have already been filmed. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's already
next
been
series is the
filmed.
one.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, fingers crossed, 100% fingers crossed. So I need to ask you, Mike, is this the first recording you put out with EastLondon Recordings as well?
Yes, it was. It's and so it wasn't only just the first EastLondon Recordings recording. It was also my first solo project in about what 10 years, I think.
Okay, right.
Give or take. Where it's just purely been me, just out like collabing with other people. It's the first time in a very, very long time. I think the last time I did anything like this was probably early 2000s, but mainly in the hip hop scene. And yeah, I'm so thankful to everyone at East London. I'm so thankful for Holly for helping me get this first single out, and everybody around me. It's been really, really great, and the support and just it's been. I'm really thankful for everyone who's just listened to the track, and East London Records has been amazing. Like, couldn't have done it without you guys. Like, the support from Dan, Ryan, like Lynn, it's just been strength to strength to strength. And like with Kaz as well, it's a proper little community at East London. That's why I like it. From a label point of view, the guys are fantastic. Like, they get what life's about. They understand the family music balance, and they always give great feedback on songs. And it's a proper, feels like a little family almost, Like, and the Discord's always popping off, and people sharing ideas of songs, or showing a picture of their dinner, or like some sort of promo kind of stuff. It's always like, and there's always someone there to turn to if you need any help or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm very happy for my podcast to be an East London Recordings advert, I will say, because what a lot of people might not realize if they're tuning in as well is that we are label mates. We are both on the label for our music that we produce. And East London Recordings is a fantastic community. And yeah, it's no strings attached, right? That's what's so great about it. It is purely what it says is on the tin, and that is what East London Recordings is. And what Ryan's done is an absolutely incredible feat. Really, it's an incredible achievement to do what he's done. And obviously, I know Ryan personally like you do, and yeah, seeing it happen, it couldn't happen to a better person, like have this label pop off the way it has done, and it's still growing, constantly growing. There's new artists joining all the time. It is a constant growing community, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So when I joined, 3 months ago, I think now, it was 40, 50 artists maybe. And now I know they've just hit the 100 mark now.
Have they? Wow.
Or close to it, I think. Don't quite run it.
Yeah, I think I was within the first 10 artists, so I've been there a long time. But I've only just started using the Discord probably in the last.
Yeah, I never used Discord
6 months,
until
maybe.
I never used Discord until I joined East London.
No, same here.
And now, I just use it for most things now. It's really good.
Yeah,
I really
I
enjoy
know,
it.
right? I know it is great. Yeah. So new single. Well, I say new single. It has been out since May, but it is still fairly new. Congratulations on Heartbeat. It's absolutely fantastic to the both of you. It is a brilliant tune. I also want to talk more about your influences and things, just in general as artists, and just get into the nitty gritty of the writing and how you do your music and the way you do it, etc. So first of all, can I ask, like, for yourself, Holly, what's the biggest influences you have on your songwriting? Who influences that? Is there anyone I don't want to say try to emulate, but anyone who you feel has just that little bit extra, extra impact or, or into what you do?
You know what? I like so many things in so many different genres that there honestly isn't anyone. I mean, that I could come out with a whole bunch of, like, I guess I love getting a great track and just doing what I want with it. And
Yeah.
that's why I loved getting those two from Mike, because they are just both really good tracks.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's true. And just so easy to write to, and what they're like is totally what informs what I write, if you see what I
Yeah.
mean. Just seems to fall out of
Yeah.
my brain. But if I had to, I don't know, maybe writers like Bruno Mars or Nile Rodgers. I just love Nile
Yeah.
Rodgers' hooky instrumental stuff.
Yeah.
Just so there's so many. There's just, I like the variation in what Calvin Harris does.
Love Calvin Harris.
There's so many. Just I like so many things. Sorry, that's such a rubbish answer, but I never know what to say.
No, it's not though. It's not though, because what you said there about, seeing what's given to you and then you writing to that and doing not only what the song needs to have, a service to the song, but also getting yourself, putting your own personal spin onto it and getting yourself into that track. That's a really key thing. Like that's basically your creative process, which is what we're all about finding out here on the podcast. Is how someone does what they do, which lends me nicely into what I wanted to ask Mike as well, because I wanted to ask Mike, how do you create, because you're working on the background here with the instrumentation and the production, how do you do that with, do you have an idea of the melody that'll be there, or
no? So
how does it happen?
Holly, it depends on the artist, but with Holly I've worked, because obviously I've worked with her before on songs with So Hot and The Bakery and stuff. I kind of know the vibe that she normally likes to write to. And when I was writing these two tracks that I sent her, I kind of knew it would be around the dance pop kind of vibe, the kind of summer sizzling, that kind of heat vibe. But the way I normally go about it is, so I'm a guitarist first and foremost. So everything I do, I write on guitar, and then I do the paint. And what a lot of people don't know is I've been having piano lessons for the last 6 months to help me transition between guitar chords in my head and getting it onto keys into Logic. So that's what I did, write on guitar and then painstakingly put every single chord into Logic. And then, especially for the piano stuff, and then just went from there. And normally it goes one of two ways. I either have a melody already in my head, which I'll voice note and send to Holly, but 9 times out of 10 it'll just be like, here's my track, you can top line it, go out, have at it, and if you need me to change anything and tweak anything, please let me know. Like, I'm not, when it comes to these tracks, I'm not precious about it. If Holly wants to chop half of it out, put a different key, or add a little bit here, change a bit here, go for it, because my idea is, if you don't try the idea, how do you know it's not going to be good? No idea is a bad idea. Throw it on the table. Let's hear it, because it could be the next big thing. Or it could inspire you to do more.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. I've got another question for you as well, because obviously you produce records, so I want to know, like, what's it like? Maybe I'm being silly here, because like I'm someone who kind of, I produced my first record myself with Ryan as the executive producer. Now I've got a producer on my new album, which is a very new thing. And he's also doing the drums on my record as well, with Ryan also executively producing. So I've got 2 bits of input to play with there. How how do you, because when I produce my own record, I'm not producing it, I'm just doing what I want and creating, right? But that's how I view it. How do you, what's it like to be a producer? I guess is probably the best way to ask the question. Like, how does it work?
It's probably the most mad, crazy, awesome thing in the whole world. What, in terms of producing for other people, or producing for myself, or
Both. Like, how does it
um?
work? I don't.
So normally, like, it depends. So normally, obviously, I get the track, get all the ideas written down. So start tracking all the instrumentation in, start programming it in Logic, and I would probably mix it as I go. So, once I've got a solid foundation of the actual track and the structure and the stuff on it, I'll get it mixed to a decent level, and then I'll send it over to Holly, who has been brushing her skills up in production, getting her vocals on point when it comes back to it. She's going from strength to strength, not only with her melody and songwriting, but with the actual vocal production
Mm.
with it as well. So then she'll send it back to me, and then I blend the two together. And then I work with a brilliant mix engineer called Erim Ahmet. Shout out to you, man. You are a legend. Love you. He's mixed all of mine and Kaz's recent stuff. And he didn't mix this one, but I always send it to him first. I'm like, mate, can you just A B it? So as in, listen to it, give me feedback, and I'll send it around to a couple of other people as well. So give me feedback on it, like what do I need to tweak
Yeah.
here, what needs to change there. I'll listen to it on 4 sets of speakers, my KRKs,
Mm.
my in my car, and then in my studio at work where we've got beautiful JBL speakers and NS10s, just to get that reference mix and then tweak it so it sounds perfect on all of it if I can.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real talent, because I feel like with producers, you have to hear a sound before it exists as well sometimes,
Oh,
because you need
definitely.
to know how to get, and then you have to know how to get to that destination, right? Is that what? How do you do that?
So in the beginning, it was a massive struggle getting
Mm,
the sound in my head into the speakers,
mm,
and it's just a massive learning curve. I mean, I've been doing this 20 years professionally, probably for about the last 6, 7,
mm,
maybe.
yeah,
And it's just trial and error until you know what works for you. You get to know what your right plug-in chains are going to be that you use for you. Your right
mm,
workflow that works for you. So whether you start out with the drums first or you put your guitar down first, whatever works for you, it's all a personal process. Every producer's different. I mean, obviously you got the standard things across the board, like different EQs that you need to tweak for different instruments and stuff. That's all
mm,
kind of standard. All producers know it. But it's just down to personal preference and in just being able to draw the best out of your artists, the best out of your vocalists, and know about the way of doing it. Like the way that I view it, when it comes to getting the best out of people, I'm not an arse about it. I'm not a dick about it.
mm,
Just be friendly
yeah,
and create that loving and safe and like almost spiritually environment where people can just kick it back,
yeah,
relax, switch off, forget their track in a song, and just produce the best performance they can.
yeah,
If your singer's not comfortable in the room with you, they're not going to perform the best.
mm,
And I've always tried to, I've been a big advocate for that. Like, we're in the room, this is our safe space. Whatever happens, happens. Doesn't matter if we have to record it a billion times. It's not like we're using
yeah,
tape anymore. It's Logic. We can
yeah,
record 1,000 takes. And
yeah,
if we only get too good out of it, so what? Doesn't matter.
yeah. You got what
If
you
we,
need, haven't you, with that?
no, exactly. I mean, I know I remember a time in Hollywood recording a session, probably about 6 hours in, and we were still like, come on, we can get there, we can get there. And we just pushed
Yeah,
through and kept going. And
yeah,
it delivered amazing vocal takes. Like, I mean, I'm not as much as a perfectionist as I was previously by any means. I just want, for me, it's now more about the actual delivery of it. Yeah, okay, perfection, it's not perfect. So what? The imperfections make it beautiful.
yeah, exactly. Well, you mentioned Robert Plant earlier. That's someone who has plenty of imperfections in the way they
Oh,
sing. The amount of missed notes
100%.
that man has is huge, but that's what makes it so human and real. Holly, I wanted to ask you, because, well, to be honest, both of you have, but Holly, I noticed, obviously looking at the Holly Berry with a Y artist tagline, that you've worked with quite a lot of different artists. You collaborated a lot with people. Can you tell me just what, how do you go about collaborating with so many different people, and how does that benefit the art that you create with these people as well, like the collaboration aspects?
Do you mean like writing for other artists, or do you mean like collabing with producers, or both?
Both, yeah, both, yeah, it's all collaborative.
Um, so I love writing for other
Mm,
artists. Partly just because I love the process of writing with people, being in the
yeah,
room, or even remotely. It's just hearing other people's stories and trying to translate that
mm,
into a song. And yeah, it's just fun to be with other people, isn't
yeah,
it? So, and like when those things do well, it's just more fun to be able to share it with someone, I think.
Yeah.
I think with writing, it's like generally I'll just listen quite a lot and try and, I mean, we'll always start with a chat about them and what they want to achieve, and listen, make notes, just kind of have a think.
Yeah.
And with producers, it's more often than not, it's remote. But that, again, like I said earlier, with Mike's stuff, I love the track so much that sometimes it's just mainly, well, with Mike, it's just easy because it just sort of writes itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
No.
that's why I like working with Holly, because it's just beautifully easy, isn't it? Really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it just works. I can't explain. I'm sure you're the same way. I can't explain why. It just does. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's just because I just know what like would work. You know, I wouldn't ever send Holly. Well, I mean, it might work. I wouldn't ever send you like a 180 drum and bass track, for example. But like,
You
I
could
mean, unless you
try.
want one, unless you want one for sure. But like, you know, I just like the whole thing. The whole reason I got into music in the first place was just make people smile and dance. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's as someone who collaborates with artists, and you know, my next record's going to have at least 4 or 5 collaborations minimum
Oh
at
wow.
this point. Like the ease of the collaboration, if it's easy and works, I always collaborate with people that I know will work really easily with me. It's you know, I do want to ask you about collaboration at some point, actually, Mike. So
Oh yeah,
hint,
we
hint.
we,
So
we spoke we
I'm
spoke
gonna
briefly
drop.
about one, didn't we?
Yes, I'm gonna drop you a track at some point. Just waiting to get it back from my drummer, and then I'm gonna drop you a track,
Oh please do.
and ask for a killer solo if that's okay,
Oh
please.
yeah, definitely. Oh, of course, yeah. Don't worry.
But yeah, the ease of that collaboration is a real, like, as you say, Mike, it's about being comfortable with each other, isn't it?
Yeah, 100. Like that's the big thing for me. With like I've learned over the years, like not every collaboration is gonna work, and
Yeah.
I feel the last, especially with the bakery days, we spent a lot of time vetting our artists that we want to work with,
Yeah.
and there's positives and negatives to it, of course. But like, I mean, we worked with some amazing people, not so some amazing people. You know, it's all just a learning curve, and I'm grateful for everyone we met along the way. But it's taught me the fact that you just have to, like, I can ask everybody a million questions in the world before we get in the studio. But if we're not comfortable, and if we can't sit back and A, have a laugh and be honest about life, and B, have that honesty to call each other out on the, if you don't like something, if you can't work together, then I'll just put a pause on the collab. Because like, if you can't be honest on the table and say, Mike, no, I don't like that bass line, it's awful, switch it out for someone else.
Yeah.
I'm not precious about it. I'm like, you know, I don't care. If you don't like it, speak up, you know.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side of that, once the track's done, if you're not going to do all the aftercare, so like the socials and doing gigs, and even just like, even if you drop one post, like, you know, that's all part of it. It's all part of the package. It's all still part of the collaboration. Why quit the second you get out of the studio? Like, you got to push this track out and get it out there, you know.
Yeah, I get that. There's a lot of there's a lot of in music. A lot of people do just want to just lay down the musical part and then let you do all the hard bits to promote
Hey,
stuff.
don't get me wrong. I've seen both sides of it now, especially with having my kids and stuff. It's hard, like especially the social media. You need to be almost a whole other person on top of the musician side of it. You need to be a social media person. And I know that when I first joined ELR, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be doing any social media anymore. I'm going to step back, just be a producer. You can ask Lynn about this. I think that lasted all of 2 days. And I was just like, nope, I miss this too much. I absolutely love the social media of it. I love sharing the music and doing it, you know. And I don't know, it's just so much of a part of my everyday life now is just to jump on the socials and just share stuff, you know, whether it's my own stuff or some other stuff that ELR are doing or stuff that Holly's doing or
that I'm starting to hear more and more that artists are now enjoying the social media bit, which I really like, because it's like an extension of the creativity. Like, how can you creatively advertise yourself on social media, but also meet the demands of an algorithm and things like that? And that challenge, I think a lot of artists are really quite enjoying that challenge now. It's just a new part of the game.
Oh, it really is, and especially with like you've got all these new analytic tools on Insta, and you can integrate Gemini into it and say, hey, what's trending on Insta today, and use it to plan your social media campaigns. I mean, that's what I did for Blank Page with Kaz, and it's what I also did with Holly's track. Is I said, right, create me a 30-day social media campaign with what is currently trending, include what I should do, what hashtags I need to use, and then I'd use it to analyze previous posts and say, and look at the data and be like, what actually went well? Why did this go well? How can I then build on it? So it's not just posting random stuff.
Mm.
It's actually digging deeper into that algorithm and going through it, which I don't think a lot of musicians know how to do just yet,
Yeah.
because it's all still very, very new. But it's all just about looking at what your trend is and what's currently trending in your area. Because something like down in London could be like work really,
Yeah.
really well for you guys, and then something up in Cambridge might not be as good. You know,
Yeah.
it's all just playing to your target audience. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I hate that side of it. Not hate it, that's the wrong word. Would rather be making music all day, every day, and not doing socials,
Mm.
but it's
Yeah.
just part. It has to be part and parcel of it now. You have to
Yeah.
be so conscious and aware of your social media presence and your online presence. You know,
Yeah.
because it's well, if you go back 10 years, this didn't exist. And the way
Yeah.
people found out about you was you had to be on the radio or in magazines and MySpace, that kind of thing. And then fast forward till now, if you haven't got an Instagram page, people don't know about you. Or if you ain't got a
No.
TikTok, people don't know about you.
Yes.
Labels won't even bother to look at you if you haven't got all your social media. And it's a hard, sad reality that we live in. You know, I remember discovering
Yeah.
bands down the pub these days. I don't even think A&Rs go out to gigs anymore. Maybe they do still,
No.
but I guarantee they're still just scrolling through SoundCloud or
Yeah.
Insta, probably TikTok nowadays. You know,
Well,
and it's just
I once saw a band. I saw them as a duo format, and they are a band that do not use social media, and they only have a an email, um, what's it, email newsletter type thing, right?
oh nice.
I've signed up to that, which is a nice idea, but I'm not gonna lie, I've forgotten who they are. So, and I'm on their email newsletter, so it really does show the power of social media,
It
because
really does. I'll
it's
tell you
just
what
how
I
we
saw.
consume stuff nowadays, isn't it?
It really is. I saw a great musician friend of mine, a guy called Adam Webb. Adam Webb. I think you might know him as well, Holly.
Mm.
So he's just released his new album. He's doing it. He's refusing to put it on Spotify until he sells 1,000 physical LPs,
Right.
and then he'll put it on. And then he'll put it out on Spotify and all the socials. And he's done quite well. So he's managed to sell all 1,000 of them. So
Okay.
which
Great.
I think that's a really good idea to do something like that,
Yeah.
or to do the physical alongside it. I mean, that's what ELR were really good at doing. Like when they dropped that Now This Is ELR CD / vinyl mini disc, all the physical format, which I think was
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. I think that was quality. Like when that dropped from my letterbox in the pink shiny envelope, it was like I took me back, you know, like to get that CD and just reminiscing. But like, I mean, I teach for a living, right? So as does Holly, I'm sure if we turn around to our kids and say, "What's a mini disc?" Are they gonna know?
No.
It says, what's a vinyl? Some of them do, to be fair, but not
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
And I
Vinyl,
just
yeah.
CD. I had the CD. I took the Now CD in to show them all. I said, guys, you know what this is? One person out of 30 was like, yes, the CD. I mean, admittedly, it was a year 7 class I was teaching at the time,
Yeah.
but like, I think it's a really good thing. That's one really good thing that ELR do is keep that physicality
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, 100% they do. And if you told me I would have had a fully professionally made vinyl record of my own album, 2 years ago, I would have said no. And
Yeah, I mean,
now it's there. It's amazing. That's what's amazing about it, right?
no, it's true. I mean, you've said to me 6 months ago, like, Mike, are you going to have a CD out in when did it come out? April. I've been like, nah, can't see it. I don't see the point of putting out a CD, but it's quality. And like, I'll tell you what, when we did that record store day with ELR, like, and we put those little clips up on Instagram, like the traction that video got was insane.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
know.
mean, there was about 10 of us tagged on the post and everything, but even so, like, it just goes to show people still do care about physical stuff.
They do. Yeah, 100%. And that's
I mean,
why it's so prevalent, isn't it, nowadays? And that's why it's such a multi-million billion probably pound industry, right? Or
oh,
dollar
definitely.
industry. It is massive. Talking about social media, well, just before that, that gives me a good segue into your social media profile. So before we wrap up, and we will wrap up after the recording as well, Holly, can you let people know where they can find yourself and your music online, please?
Sure. Well, it's on all the major streaming platforms, and Holly with a Y, Berry with a Y, and also on Instagram, holly.dash.berry.
Perfect. I'll put links to loads of stuff for you in the description below for people as well. And Mike, you?
So across all the socials at Mike Harley Music, and on Spotify and all the mainstream platforms as Mike Harley.
And same goes for yourself as well. I'll drop loads of links below for people to go and click on, make it nice and easy for them. But yeah, I need to say a huge thank you to you both for coming on to Music Fishbowl. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. As I say, we'll wrap up quickly after the episode, but I would just like to say a massive thank you.
And thank you for having us on. Massive thank you to you, man.
Not a problem at all. Thank you.